Good day, everyone. Today, we will be talking about environmental problems, issues that affect not only nature but also our health, safety, and future. The environment is where all living and non living things exist and interact. And when this balance is disturbed, serious problems begin to arise. From pollution and changing climate to the growing pressure on our natural resources, these challenges remind us of how closely our lives are connected to the world around us. As we go through this presentation, we hope to raise awareness and encourage everyone to think about the importance of protecting and caring for our environment. Environmental problems. What is environment and environmental problems? Environment is a physical space where both living and non living things are connected to one another. Environmental problems are circumstances of degrading, if not killing, the environment, also related to harmful effects of human activities. What are the leading environmental problems? Number 1. Depredation, caused by industrial and transportation toxins and plastic in the ground, the defiling of the sea, rivers, and waterbeds by oil spills and acid rain, the dumping of urban waste. Number 2. Changes in global weather patterns, flash floods, extreme snowstorms, and the spread of deserts and the surge in ocean and land temperatures, leading to a rise in sea levels as the polar ice caps melt because of the weather, plus the flooding of many lowland areas across the world. Number 3. Overpopulation. More people mean greater demand for land, food, and products, putting immense pressure on ecosystems and finite resources, which degrades land and water quality and disrupts natural cycles.
Exhaustion of the world's natural non-renewable resources, from oil reserves to mineral to potable water, a critical environmental crisis driven by overconsumption, population growth, and industrialization, leading to energy insecurity, higher costs, water scarcity, ecosystem collapse, climate change, and food shortage. So diri, we're talking about oil, minerals, ug even potable water tungod sa sobra nga consumption, daghan kaayo tao ug padayon nga industrialization slowly jud nga nahurot atong resources. Ang resulta ani kay energy insecurity, pagsaka sa presyo, kakulang sa tubig, climate change, o possible food shortage. So if padayon ta ani nga paggamit, murag lisod na jud para sa next generations. Waste disposable catastrophe. Due to excessive amount of waste, from plastic to food packages to electronic waste, unloaded by communities in landfills as well as on the ocean, and dumping of nuclear waste. Daghan kayog basura nga ginahimo sa communities, plastics, food packaging ug electronics waste. Kining mga basura kay kasagaran ilabay ra sa landfills ug sa dagat. Because of this, mopollute ang environment ug daghan marine animals ang maapektuhan. Napagit issue sa nuclear waste dumping nga very dangerous ug long-term kayo ang epekto. Destruction of million-year-old ecosystem and the loss of biodiversity. Destruction of the coral reef and massive deforestation that have led to the extinction of particular species and decline in the number of others. Pananglitan ani kay destruction sa coral reef ug massive deforestation tungod ani naay mga species nga insect na ug naa sad nga nagagamay na ang population. Once ma-destroy ang ecosystem, lisod kayo ibalik ang iyang original nga kahimtanga. Reduction of oxygen and increase in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere due to deforestation resulting in the rise in ocean acidity by as much as 150% in the last 250 years. Tungod ni sa deforestation nga mga kahoy kay mo-absorb og carbon dioxide ug mo-produce og oxygen. So kung putlon sila, mosaka ang CO2 or carbon dioxide. Resulta ni kay nisaka ang ocean acidity by as much as 150% as last to 50 years nga makadaot kayo sa marine life. Depletion of ozone layer. Depletion of ozone layer protecting the planet from the sun's deadly ultraviolet rays due to chlorofluorocarbons (CFCs) in the atmosphere. Ang ozone layer mao ang nagka-protect sa Earth gikan sa harmful ultraviolet rays sa sun. Pero tungod sa CFCs sa atmosphere na nagkanipis na kini nga layer, tungod ani mas daghan UV rays nga makaabot sa Earth nga delikado sa tao, tanom ug hayop. Acid rain. Deadly acid rain as a result of fossil fuel combustion. Toxic chemicals from erupting volcanoes and the massive rotting vegetable filling up garbage dumps or left on the streets. Ang acid rain kay resulta sa fossil fuel combustion. Toxic chemical gikan sa volcanoes ug bisan ang nakabulok nga basura sa dump site. Kini nga klase sa ulan kay makadaot sa tanong tubig, mga building ug mga kaapekto sad sa atong health.
So number 10, water pollution. Water pollution arising from industrial and community waste residues seeping into underground water tables, rivers, and seas. So as we all know, water pollution is already an environmental waste because it has polluted the water source. These are more commonly found in the cities, especially in Dumaguete, where by the seaside there would be pipes which I believe to be canals that are directly polluting the water, well, more likely the beaches of Dumaguete. Next, we have urban sprawls. Urban sprawls that continue to expand as a city turns into a megalopolis, destroying farmlands, increasing traffic gridlock, and making smog cloud a permanent urban fixture. So as a city expands, usually there would be more people. Thus, this is where urban sprawls would stem from. And because of the high density of people in an area, they would most likely pollute whatever they can occupy, and especially pollute the air that is around them. Next, we have pandemic and other threats to public health. Pandemics and other threats to public health arising from waste with drinking water, polluted environment that become the breeding grounds for mosquitoes and diseases carrying rodents and pollution. So this is because of the high density of people, which is causing pollution because of the trash, which leads to the amount of mosquitoes in the area causing diseases. And because of the high density of people, it is much easy for a disease to spread due to there being many individuals. Next, we have radical alteration of food systems. A radical alteration of food systems is because of genetic modification in food production. This is an environmental problem due to the system, or rather how food is produced, where the food suppliers are gradually moving towards a more heavily industrial method, which causes negative effect to the environment, like greenhouse gases, etc. Moving on to climate change. Climate change refers to the long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. Such shifts can be natural, due to changes in the sun's activity or large volcanic eruptions. But since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Burning fossil fuels generate greenhouse gas emissions that act like a blanket wrapped around the Earth, trapping the sun's heat and raising the temperatures. The main greenhouse gases that are causing climate change include carbon dioxide and methane. An example of these is from using gasoline for driving a car or coal for heating a building. So the impacts of climate change. Climate change affects the environment in many different ways, including rising temperatures, sea level rise, drought, flooding, and more. These events affect things that we depend upon and value, like water, energy, transportation, wildlife, agriculture, ecosystems, and human health. Climate change impacts our society in many different ways. Drought can harm food production and human health. Flooding can lead to spread of disease, death, and damage ecosystems and infrastructure. Human health issues can result from drought, flooding, and other weather conditions, increasing the death rate, change food availability, and limit how much a worker can get done, and ultimately the productivity of our economy. So in conclusion, no issue forces people to think about their role as citizens of the world other than environmental degradation. Every person, regardless of his or her race, nation, or creed, belongs to the same world. When one looks at an image of Earth, he or she will realize that they belong to a world that is increasingly vulnerable. In the fight against climate change, one cannot afford to simply care about his or her own backyard. The carbon dioxide emitted in one country may have severe effects on the climate change of another. There is no choice but to find global solutions to solve this global problem. That is all. Thank you.